Blessings and love. Namaste, namaskaram. This is Om Oracle Tarot, and this is a Sagittarius' spiritual path reading for November 2022. Now, I have to say that these are general readings and may not resonate with everyone. If they don't, that's all right. There's plenty of other great YouTube tarot readers that you can check out. If you'd like to get in contact with me, you can do so in the comments below the video. You can also get in contact with me at the Om Oracle Tarot Instagram page, of which there's only one, and the link for that is below in the description of this video. And if any of this reading resonates with you, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe, as it is really most appreciated. And I want to send a big heartfelt sense of gratitude out to all those who have liked, shared, subscribed, and donated. It really does mean so much. And again, thank you so much. I also want to remind everybody to check your other placements, Sun, Moon, and Rising, as it can help give you a broader picture of what may be going on. You can also check out the mid-month readings that I offer here. You can also check out the full moon and the new moon readings that I offer here at Om Oracle Tarot. All right, without any further ado, please give us a message. What is on Sagittarius's spiritual path for November 2022? 3 cards, please. I only take uprights and I only take jumpers from the deck. All right. Okay. One more, please. Thank you. All right, we have the Death card, the 5 of Wands, the King of Cups, and the 8 of Swords. So we're starting out with the Death card here. So somewhere in October, perhaps the beginning of November, there was an ending to something. And this has created a profound change in your life circumstances here. And it does seem to be tied to this 5 of Wands. So there was definitely some conflict and some tension going on. And this is going to continue for a time, as at least at the beginning of November, because this is, Death card is also marking a transition. So there's a transition, and as you transition through this ending, there is some tension and conflict taking place. The Spirit is asking you to let go of attachments at this time and really lean into this transformation this time. And in doing so, there's also something you may need to vocalize and speak your truth about concerning this. We have the King of Cups. So by the end of November, mid-November, end of November, you're really feeling this emotional balance, whereas this kind of had some rocky energy. You're really coming into this emotional balance. You're handling this conflict very diplomatically now, whereas maybe initially you were more reactive towards it, and now you're handling it a little bit more with a diplomatic flair to it. But either way, you are moving forward compassionately here. And at the bottom, we have the 8 of Swords here. So, and I feel like this 8 of Swords was taking place before this ending, before this profound change kind of hit. But there is some negative thoughts, and I feel like this circular kind of negative thought. There is this feeling of victimhood or being victimized here. But like I said, letting go of attachments, these things actually keep you bound. The vacillating on these things keep you bound. But do know that these are self-imposed restrictions that you have the power to release yourself from. And it does appear that this transition is nudging you towards releasing yourself, because you don't actually come to the King of Cups until you've released these things. So sometime in November, you are going to have to release yourself from these things. All right. The Yogic Path deck. Please give us 3 cards for what is on Sagittarius's spiritual path in November 2022. Thank you. So the Spirit is really calling you to do some spiritual practice here. This is really going to help you release yourself and come into this emotional stability here. But we start out with Dharmic here. So this is meditation, the state of meditation. The act of meditation here. So this is highlighting the importance of meditation and how it will help you come to this emotional balance. It will also help you release this and kind of ride this transition out a little bit more smoothly. Now, on this card, there are various moons, and actually we have the whole solar system here depicted. So do pay attention to the moon cycles, the planets, the transits, as this is going to either help out with some timing of things, but also you can utilize these energies to boost your movement forward. And then we have asana. So asana is the physical postures of yoga. Now, in the West, in Western society, when we speak of yoga, a lot of times people only think of the physical postures. Do know that this is only one branch of the tree of yoga, and that Dharmic meditation and various others are also part of yoga, and that asana is one branch on the yogic tree. But doing some sort of physical movement, physical exercise, actually maybe doing yoga, this is all going to help benefit you and get you to this King of Cups energy. In addition, it's just really good for you. And again, we have the solar system and moon cycles. So again, this is highlighting the importance of the moon cycles, the planets and transits, and paying really close attention to those as you move forward. But definitely meditation, yoga is really highlighting that here. And then we have Tejas. So this is this inner light, this inner illumination, this fire, this radiance and glow. A lot of times we see people, especially when they've just come out of yoga or they've been doing yoga for, some time, and you see them and it's just like, wow, they are brimming with light. You can see it coming out of their eyes. They're just have this lightness of being, and this is this Tejas here. And so this is kind of, the Spirit is saying, if you can utilize these things, then you have this Tejas, and this Tejas really releases you from these self-imposed restrictions. It also brings you into this emotional balance. You find yourself very compassionate after some time working these things. And this inner light, this tejas, also helps you weather any transition or a rough patch in your life. You have this inner light that can weather this dark storm. So please give us 3 cards, 3 messages for what is on Sagittarius' spiritual path in November 2022. 3 cards, please. Thank you. Ganesha. I don't speak very much during my day-to-day life, so while there's moments of silence, do pay attention to anything you hear within yourself, a word, song lyrics. You might see something in your mind's eye. A strong emotion may bubble up. You might smell something that reminds you of something, as this is all your intuition playing a role in this reading, as we're not together in the physical. I am connecting to your energy. And in a lot of ways, in these moments of silence is where the deeper aspect of this reading takes place within yourself. So do pay attention to those. All right, thank you. Gotta get this off the floor. All right, thank you. So we have Dance with Ganesha. Now, Ganesha is the remover of obstacles. So this is initially seen as an obstacle. It's actually a catalyst for you to release yourself from these old thought patterns, this old energetic binding that you find yourself in. But the spirit is coming in with aid to help you remove these obstacles from your path. And the message here is, give yourself over to joy and your life will flow. So there is this resisting this transition that is kind of heightening these self-imposed restrictions. And the Spirit, again, is asking you to lean into this transition. Give yourself over to joy, this tejas, and your life will flow. But there does seem to be a necessity at this time to cultivate this inner light. Kind of dust off this inner mirror of your own heart. And we have Green Terra, the bodhisattva of compassion in action. So again, with this compassionate energy moving forward and this action of the asana, this physical action, this is speaking about having compassion for yourself and doing these things. Compassion with action yields results. So having this compassion for yourself, taking action on it, really showing yourself this much needed love here. And that's what you're doing when you do yoga and meditation. Now, the mind resists these things. The mind says, oh, I don't feel like it today, or constantly. But this will help you get on top of this. And this is why the mind resists these things, is because it puts the mind in the back seat. And this puts you and this inner light in the driver's seat. So the mind is most likely always going to resist this to some degree or another. But the Spirit is saying compassion with action yields results, yields the results that you deeply desire in your innermost heart. It says practicing Chode. So Chode is this. Now this is this Buddhist meditation, very intense. So again, highlighting this meditation. And the message here is extend your awareness to the energetic edges or boundaries of the universe. So in this meditation, and the yoga will also help out with it. The asana will help out with opening up your energetic system so that you can extend your awareness. And really, to do this, extending your awareness to the energetic edges or boundaries of the universe is what ignites this tejas, this inner light, this inner illumination. And when you expand like that, it's like bursting out. It's like this person raising their arms and breaking free of these bindings here, which I always say look like toilet paper, and they could easily just pop themselves right out of that. So again, with the meditation, seems to be quite important for you. This is the Gita deck. Please give us 2 or 3 cards for what is on Sagittarius' spiritual path in November 2022. 2 or 3 cards, please. Thank you. All right, we have the all-knowing one, and this is depicting Krishna holding up this mountain with his pinky here. Now, these are not religious specific readings. These are talking about energies, unless, of course, you're engaged in one or more of these traditions, in which case the reading may take on different layers for you. I'll just go ahead and read this, and this is the divine speaking to this person, Arjun. It says, I know all beings in creation as they were in the past, as they are now, and as they shall one day come to be. Yet not one of them knows me in full. O Arjun, all living entities are born into illusion, overcome by duality, the duality of desire and hate. So this is speaking about the divine, the spirit, whatever your path is. They know your heart. They know that you are not this, that you are greater than this, that this is just this negative thought, and these thought patterns are part of the functioning neural network of the brain, and that you are in fact not the brain. You're not the brain or the body. You are what is driving the brain and the body. It's like when you get in your car, you don't all of a sudden become your car. You are the driver of the car. But you don't want the car to drive you around, or you might crash. But the Spirit is wanting you to know that this is illusionary, and that this meditation, this yoga will help you see that. And this will loosen these bindings for you. Then we have the burning fire here. So again, with this tejas, this inner fire. And here is Shiva dancing with his son, Ganesha. So again, dance with Ganesha. Dancing with Ganesha, with the divine, that's helping remove your obstacles, ignites this inner fire for you, or uncovers it, rather. It's in there. But when we're bound, see, she is blindfolded, or this person, I don't know if it's a man or a woman, but this person is blindfolded. They can't see their own inner fire because they are bound and blindfolded to these things. There's a smoke screen that the mind has produced that makes it difficult to see this inner light. And I'll just read the back. One's pure consciousness is covered by the eternal enemy, lust, which takes many forms and burns like an insatiable fire. So this is kind of flipping that, what I just said. So one's pure consciousness, this inner fire, is covered by the eternal enemy. And it's saying lust, but this is just lust is a product of the mind. This is one of the smoke screens that the mind will put up in order for us not to see our true nature. So lust, envy, greed, anger, these types of things, and there's a long list of them. The mind has many different ways of convincing you that you are not this light, or that you have to do so much to uncover this. And really, when you uncover this light, you will have to chuckle, because you're like, oh, I can't believe it was that easy, and I had been stuck in this for a long time. And this is not down talking. We have all been here. There is not anyone on the planet who has not been here. So please give us 2 or 3 cards. What are the divine energies surrounding Sagittariuses on their spiritual path for November 2022? Maybe 1 or 2 more, please. Okay. So we have Narada Muni, sage of the gods. He is floating through the universe, the cosmos, with his divine instruments. So again, extending your awareness to the energetic edges or boundaries of the universe. And this is what this person is doing with their musical gift. So the blessings here are musical abilities. So some of you may have these musical abilities in this, or artistic abilities, we'll say. That could be writing, that could be fashion, any artistic ability you're getting blessed with here. And then this says knowledge of Vedic literature. Now that's very specific, but this is the energy of it. The knowledge of spiritual literature. There's something in that you are utilizing here. Now this says mastery of bhakti. Now bhakti is devotional yoga. This is another branch of the tree of yoga, bhakti. So bhakti is this devotion to the divine, the spirit, whatever your path may be. But really bhakti means love. Loving, not just devotion, like I bow to you, but really finding and cultivating this love for the spirit, for the divine, this appreciation. And then attachment to the singing of God's name. So whether you refer to the divine as God or the spirit, you may be dealing with nature spirits, or just the universe in general. You may not use specific terms like God. I know a lot of people don't. But this is singing the names of whatever you see as divine. Singing these names, saying them in song form. it will also be beneficial for you. Then we have Mohani Murti, the divine enchantress. So if we see here, all the gods, the humans, and the quote-unquote demons are all coming up for a drink of her ambrosia here, because she has this enchanting thing. And in a lot of ways, only because this spoke of lust here, on here, and that you've been enchanted by the mind. And now the Spirit is time for you to be enchanted by this inner light here. And when you do so, you're receiving this blessing of the taste of the nectar of immortality, the ability to not be overcome by sexual guile, perception to see through tricksters and cheats. So this is kind of this energy you're coming out of. You have been dealing with a trickster or a cheat. Knowledge of when it's appropriate to give preferential treatment here. So this feels like more this energy moving forward of the King of Cups with this diplomatic approach and this compassion here. And then we have Surya, the sun god, and his mantra is Aditya Hridayam Punyam Sarvswatru Vinashanam, which roughly translates to those who keep the sun in their heart, all evil vanishes from their presence. So again, with this tejas, this inner light, and the blessings that he bestows is honor, status, and fame here. So you are kind of stepping into this position of honor, whether this is honor from others, but you are honoring yourself by doing these practices, by cultivating this inner light. Reunion with one's beloved. So I feel like this reunion is to your innermost heart. That you are being reunited with your true self, this inner light, and to the divine. You are the divine's beloved. Freedom from disease and ailments. So you are receiving freedom from this tension and from these self-imposed restrictions. And you're receiving general vitality, respect, and power. So people normally don't look at this inner light as power, and because people think of power as this ego thing, and this light isn't about this ego kind of power, but this is this smooth kind of power of you can handle what is anything that comes up against you. You can handle with this power of this inner light. And this definitely brings a lot of respect. Like I said, when people do this, you can see it on them. And because of that, the reality responds differently to them. People respond differently to them. Even animals respond differently to those who have this inner light brimming here. So it's highlighting the importance of, like I said, dusting off this inner mirror of the heart so that you can see your true reflection. All right. 3 cards, please, for what is on Sagittarius' spiritual path in November 2022. Two more, please. So we have this, well, I guess it's like this wheelie thing. I usually see this as the kind of like the Wheel of Fortune card. So this wheel does appear to be turning in your favor. It doesn't appear like that initially, say at the beginning of November, but this is all, like I said, this catalyst to get you into this King of Cups energy and into this this inner light here. So even though it doesn't appear like it, the wheel is turning in your favor. So luck is on your side here. This does also indicate a change. We already know that, but this is a destined change. This is destiny at play, and this has you winning here. But it is also highlighting the importance to take the opportunities available to you to do this meditation, do these physical practices, because this has happened, whatever this is, to give you this opportunity to learn more about yourself and uncover your true nature as this light. Then we have, and there I was surrounded, and it's a flower surrounded by other flowers. So this is talking about when you do uncover this this light, and you look around, and everything that you see is gonna be beautiful, even if it is ugly. That there will be the perception of the perfectness of all of reality. Everything is just how it should be. Even if someone's mind would say, well, this isn't perfect, but you're finding the perfection in all of reality. The fact that reality even exists at all, that we find our consciousness in this physical reality. You look around and you just really notice the flowers, and you notice the beauty of the reality you find yourself in. This is speaking to the self-imposed restriction to this mind. Your doubt is your faith, if necessary in your particular case, doubt. So there is this self-imposed restriction, and the mind is another smokescreen of the mind is doubt. Doubting yourself, doubting that you can overcome this, doubting that you can do yoga, or doubting that I just can't sit and meditate, or I can't focus my mind. These are all doubts. I can't handle this conflict or this tension. I can't do this transition. This is all doubt. And like, I can't uncover this light. This is all the doubt. This is another smokescreen of the mind. And when you stop paying attention to what the mind is doing, it loses its grip on you. So stop paying attention to this narrative, to this voice in the mind, and it will take a back seat. But every time you give it your attention and you take what it's saying is true, it actually tightens these bindings around you. All right. Please give us 2 cards for what is on Sagittarius's. No? Okay. 2 cards for what is on Sagittarius's soul path. Architect, 1 more, please. And the gift. So we have the architect here. So like I said, you come into this light and you realize the perfection of reality, and that all of this has been designed by the hand of the divine to get you into this light. this, even though it is initially challenging, that this has been divinely designed just for you. And then we have the gift. So this is uncovering this gift, and that this is actually a gift from the divine to show you this inner light. Also, coming into this light allows for a lot of freedom as you expand your awareness here. And some of this musical gift or artistic gift may come into play here, where now you have the space and the mind freed up from doing this loop-de-loop. Now the mind can focus on doing artistic things, expressive things, things that bring more beauty and joy into the world here. And this is this gift that the divine is offering you and that you can then offer to the world. All right, please give us 3 cards for what are the hindrances on Sagittarius' spiritual path in November 2022. Three cards, please. All right. Two more, please. All right. So I have to say, the hindrances are all major arcanas. So these are fated energies. And like this death card, this is here to actually move you into this. So we have the Emperor, the Hierophant, and in this deck they call this the Art card. This can also be seen as the Temperance card. But with the Emperor, so this self-imposed restriction here, there is a structure in place, or you could say a structure in your mind that must be dismantled here. There's this idea of yourself that must be torn down in order to move forward and release yourself from these things. This is also speaking about the mind being in control here. If you find yourself here, it means the mind is in control, or it is attempting to convince you that it is in control, which is usually what the mind is doing. So the Spirit is saying this structure is going to be a hindrance. And then we have the Hierophant. So this structure might be tied to some dogmatic thinking. Things like this might be creating this loop-de-loop of thought here. Part of this self-imposed restriction might be due to relationships you find yourself in, commitments that are no longer serving you. Perhaps this is old religious dogma from when you were a child that's still bubbling around. Things like this are part of this hindrance here that you find yourself in. So this can also be part of tradition, where you're trying to hold fast to this tradition, again, this structure. Now, these are mental structures. They only exist in the mind, and that you can release yourself from these things. And then we have the Art card. This is speaking of And this is very similar. It's not the same, but this is similar to the Temperance card in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. So there is this sense of seeking outside of yourself for assistance here, and that everything that you need is within you. You just have to shoo the smokescreen of the mind away, and that you really don't need anything external to give you guidance. It is actually within your own heart here. All right. Let's get a couple messages from the Oracle of Rama deck. First, we pick a Divine Guide card, and they are numbered. We'll shuffle until one stands high or refuses to shuffle in or falls out. No, this one. And then we will get a couple messages from the Greater Oracle of Rama deck, which are numbered, which is right here, and they have corresponding messages here. And on here, it says the power of pure devotion. So this aspect of this bhakti, this love for the divine, this appreciation, this pure appreciation, this pure light that you are. It's the holy name, and this is Rama's name. So Ram in the Ramayana is the divine, and so that is the name. So again, with this, the name of God, or the name of whatever you see as the divine, is going to be quite important for you. So maybe mantra or singing songs of these names is going to play a big role in helping you out here. But we have number 7. So number 7 is the number of confidence. So you have to find this inner confidence and release this doubt of the mind. Or at least see that this is what the mind is doing, so that when doubt pops up, you can say, oh, there it goes again. That's not me. I'm not listening to that. I'm not going to give that voice my attention. All right. Please give us 2 or 3 cards for what is on Sagittarius's spiritual path in November 2022, please. Thank you. One or two more, please. Thank you. So we have role models. So, and I've heard it said, no matter who you are, you're a role model to somebody. There's someone mirroring your actions. So this puts a little bit more responsibility on how we conduct ourselves. If we are doing this conflict and this type of mental gymnastics, then those who view us as role models will say, oh, well, that's what they do, so that's what I'll do. So or if you're getting into this light and you're brimming with light, those who see you as a role model will say, oh, I want to get like that. I want to be like that. So do know that there's always somebody watching here. And there's always somebody holding you in high regard. And the message here is purity of self, mind, and intellect brings prosperity. So again, this pure love, this pure light, the purity of self, then purifying the mind of these things and this voice, And purifying the intellect brings prosperity. Now, this light is prosperity. Great gain. So the message here is leaders unite, the people celebrate. So this may have to do with this conflict, and that when you come into your light and you're feeling emotionally balanced, with compassion, with this diplomatic attitude, and the way that you diplomatically deal with things, you might actually be able to patch whatever this conflict is up by utilizing this newfound light and this diplomatic attitude. And you may be able to reunite, or at least handle this in a smooth way, and the people around you then can celebrate instead of feeling sorry for this situation. So that is for some of you out there. All right, let's get 3 from the tiny. We'll split the deck a few ways, and then we'll take the tops of the split. I have to say, I really enjoy this deck, but it's so small. It's so hard to shuffle and then get back into these rows. But somebody asked what the name of this deck is, and in one of the comments of one of the things, and the name of this deck is the Inner Self Guidance Cards and Oracle Renewal Game. Like I've said before, they could just leave the game part out of this, because I don't really feel like it's a game. These cards are very useful, and I really enjoy using them. I do wish they were a little bit bigger. Healing. So coming into this light, this yoga meditation, releasing this circular thought, this is going to be quite healing for you. This is like going from night to day here, coming into this light, coming from this position to this tejas, this inner light position. This is going to be extremely healing for you. Believe in self. So believe in yourself. Don't listen to this voice of doubt. You are greater than this voice of the mind. If you can hear the voice of the mind chattering off with all these doubts, then you must be something separate and different from this voice of the mind. If you can hear it, if you can see the activities of the brain, you must be something different than the brain. So believe in yourself, not the brain self, not the mind self, not this construct, this structure of who you've been conditioned to believe yourself to be, but believe in this self, this inner light, this innermost heart. Believe in yourself. Don't listen to this voice of doubt. Going well. So it does appear that as you get into these practices, and this is going to be a little different for everybody, but as you get into these practices, you're really getting into this light here. You're really practicing this compassion in action, giving yourself over to joy and letting your life flow. Finding yourself surrounded by beauty. You will say, as time goes, you will say, well, things are going well. The mind thought, or had me convinced that things were crumbling. But really what it was the mind crumbling. And when it does finally crumble, you will say, oh, things are going so much better than they were. Right. Please give us 3 cards for a final message. What would you like to leave Sagittariuses with for what is on their spiritual path in November 2022? 3 cards, please, for a parting message. Too many. 2 more cards, please. Thank you. 1 more. Thought one popped out of there. There we go. So we have the King of Pentacles, the Page of Wands, the 2 of Cups, and at the bottom we have the Judgment card. So the King of Pentacles, you are headed towards this inner wealth and this abundance of heart here, this abundance of yourself. But it is going to take discipline on your part. You are going to have to be disciplined. These practices are also talked about as disciplines. This is something you have to engage in daily. Also, it takes discipline to not pay attention to this voice of the mind. Knowing that what it's telling, the story it tells is a fiction, will help you with this discipline, but discipline is very necessary. And this discipline is setting you on this new path here with the Page of Wands. You're really embarking on this new journey into this new level of freedom you may not have experienced before in this particular life. This is also opens you up to the endless potentials of living life as this inner light and not as this mind that has you bound. And then we have the 2 of Cups here. So there's 2 things here. This is you kind of sharing this this cup with yourself, this attraction that you have to this inner light. It's like you need this inner light, and that this is when you come into the light, you come into partnership with the divine. You're actually starting to merge with the divine when you come into this light, and that this coming together of these energies is designed, like this has all been designed by the divine. Now, for a few of you, this is also speaking about relationships. Once you come into this light, it's brimming. You can see it on you. Others will see that. This becomes very attractive to see someone in their light. And so there will be those that are attracted to you, and it does appear for some of you, it is this match. There's a match. There's an energetic match of someone who is also in their light, coming together with your light, because there's just one light. And then at the bottom we have the Judgment card. So this, like the Death card, after every death there is a rebirth here. So you are having this rebirth because you're heeding this inner call of this inner light of the divine is calling you home to this inner light. And you are awakening to that. And this brings a lot of renewal to your whole existence. But there is the importance that you have to make the decision to step onto this disciplined path. You have to take the reins away from the mind. The mind has to get in the back seat in the kiddie seat. Because this is your time of redemption. Here. So underneath there, mastering this skill here, mastering the mind. This also speaks of mastering yourself. When you master yourself, you're mastering this mind. There's a saying that the mind makes a wonderful servant, but a horrible master. And this is what happens when you let the mind be the master. You end up in these self-imposed restrictions of doubt and all the other things that the mind comes up with. So we don't want it to be the master. We want it to be the servant here. Quite important. This is also speaking of skill development. So this artistic talent, this gift that you've been given that you can then give to the world. You are coming into these talents and abilities. And then we have the Empress. So this whole transition is opening up a lot of opportunities for you. These are opportunities for abundance. This is heavy growth that's going on here. And this is like doing this super shadow work, really, to take the reins away from the mind. This isn't a bypass the mind. This is conquering the mind. And this brings about, like I said, incredible growth as you nurture this inner light. It's like right now at the beginning of the month, you are pregnant with this light. And through doing these practices, it's like doing Lamaze. I don't know if people do that anymore, but this is preparing you to give birth to this light. And when you do, you find that everything is beautiful. You're surrounded by beauty, and you're feeling very stable. I just saw it. Okay. Then we have the Six of Cups here. So this is a nostalgic energy. And even when you're trapped in this mind, there is this nostalgia for the light. There's this feeling of being incomplete here. Because somewhere in the past, in a past life before you were born, you knew of this light. You were this light. But over time and our life's conditioning, we build these structures of these ideas of ourself with the mind. But there's still this memory, this nostalgia for this light. And so you are going back before you were born to this light. Then this brings a lot of innocence and joy. This light is innocence. This light is joy. This light is you. It's not something you're going back to. This is actually you. But the mind throws such a smokescreen. Then we have the Temperance card here. So you are coming into this balance, finding this balance. Really gaining the aid of the divine. This new day is dawning here for you. You find your heart wide open. Your intuition is lit. But like I said, this light is brimming off of this person. And this is kind of where you're going to find yourself here. And you're going to be able to find the balance of you're not just going to go into meditation into this light and just disappear. Something is going to disappear, but you will remain. So you are going to be able to find this balance of having this lofty place of this light, but also this groundedness of having your foot in this reality too, finding this balance here, really spreading your wings, remembering who you are. And again, this has been mixed up for you. These two cups mixing together. This has been mixed for you by the divine. This is this divine tonic that has been mixed together just for you. So we'll go ahead and leave this reading here. Sagittarius, I want to send you a lot of love and encouragement on this. This type of thing is not easy. This discipline over the mind. It is not an easy thing, but when you look at it from the light, it becomes quite easy. But you must believe in yourself, and you must turn your attention away from this voice. Don't give it your attention, and it will have to take a back seat. So if any of this reading resonates with you, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe, as it is really most appreciated. And I appreciate all of you for tuning in, listening, and watching. It really, really does mean so much. And again, Sagittarius, I'll catch you on the next go-round. Peace.